Hey, this is Michael and Clay here from Dualcast Drafts. We are in the queue
Yo.
for a pre-release event. Fate Reforged just got released online for MTGO yesterday, so we are in the pre-release Swiss draft queue. Really excited to get our hands on this new set. I
Yeah.
was able to actually do a draft earlier today, but I lost pretty handily. I've also had the chance to do some in-person drafts earlier this week. So I have a little bit of experience with the set.
Oh, Michael, tell them who you played against the other day.
Oh yeah, so my play group, my in real life play group, one of the guys we plays with, well, one of the girls we play with actually knows Craig Wesco, the professional Magic player, and invited him to come sit in on our drafts these last 2 weeks. So I got to actually draft across the table with him a couple times.
Man, that's so awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. I actually got to play him in the first round of this draft that we did on Wednesday, and I was fortunate enough to actually get the win against him. So that was pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
But
You're
anyways, here we are in our first pack. Now, Fate Reforged is like, there's only one pack of it. There's still two
yeah,
cons packs, but since it's the first pack you open, I think it has a pretty big impact on the format.
certainly.
So right away, my eyes are going to Merciless Executioner. I think it's a pretty good card.
Yeah, you can get blown out with it, but it's kind of hard to set up.
Yeah. Um, our rare here, Shamanic Revelation. Draw a card for each creature you control. I'm
Uh,
skeptical as to whether that's good or not.
it's just 5 mana seems like a lot for something that doesn't do
Yeah.
anything.
Now, this card, Ethereal Ambush, is a card that I think is very strong. I'm not sure how I feel about first picking a gold card, however.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, and there's also this Hooded Assassin, which might be alright. Although I think that the Merciless Executioner is probably just better.
Mm,
What
mm,
do you think here? The three
I
cards that I'm looking at, I think, here are the Ethereal Ambush, the Hooded Assassin, and the Executioner. And I'm actually just going to go ahead because we're short on time and just take the
yeah.
Executioner.
Yeah, I feel like this is close. Like the executioner, more reliably hits a creature when it comes into play, but you can't play it into an empty board.
Right. Ooh, very interesting. So right away I see the Battle Brawler, which is a card that I like. I see the
Yeah.
Heel Cutter, which is a card that I like. I actually played with this Heel Cutter earlier today and it was pretty successful.
All right.
What else we got here? Dragon Bell Monk is alright. In our colors,
I
ooh,
think
there's
it's an okay
Typhoid
card.
Rats. I actually didn't see this. Typhoid Rats might actually be the pick for us.
Yeah, that seems pretty good here.
Um, because with Typhoid Rats, like, this guy's good, but he's only good if we're in, like, red, white, or, like, black, white warriors.
Yeah.
Whereas with Typhoid Rats as a follow up pick to the Executioner, like we can go into an aggressive white black deck still, or like a more control-y like black green deck.
Yeah, I think that's the way to
Um,
go.
I quite like the Heel Cutter, but I'm not sure if it's the best follow up pick to the Executioner.
I've
But
also heard some rumblings that red and green are kind of shallow in Fate Reforged at least.
so from what I saw going over the set list, like green is very weak at the common level, but very
Yeah.
strong at like the uncommon level. Is
That's
kind of what I
same with
noticed.
red, right? Because red has like pyrotechnics and
Yeah, red is
uh,
similar. Some very interesting picks here. So, what I'm seeing is there's Harsh Sustenance, which is a very interesting card for us
yeah,
to go if we wanted to go into white black.
seems all
The
right.
Sultai Emissary, I really love the value. Whisk Away is
Uh,
strong, and
I'm
honestly,
at that
Sandstep.
outcast.
Yeah, Sandstep Outcast I think is one of the strongest commons in the set. I'm really surprised to
Yeah,
see it this late,
it's
to be
very.
honest.
Yeah, I think it's
Um, so, but it's very interesting because it's like if we take the Sandstep Outcast and we're passing this other good white black card that's good with it. It's
yeah.
possible. It's possible that we wheel Harsh Sustenance though. Although I
Yeah,
feel like
that's
people
true.
should value it pretty highly. I think we're going to take the Sandstep Outcast just because I think it's a very high power level
Yeah, I
for a
think it's the
common.
best card in the pack by
Um,
far.
Harsh Sustenance could be good though in the right deck, and I'm a big fan of Sultai Emissary if you're playing a slow deck because it's just like you just play it and just
Yeah,
block and you get so much value out of it.
yeah, I think that seems good.
And these packs have been pretty powerful so far.
Yeah,
So Cloud Form is okay, but probably not in our colors.
yeah, I
I'm
don't
not a
think.
big fan of the rune marks.
Yeah, Jessica Remark is like
Alesha's
I guess
Vanguard is
okay.
pretty unexciting. I do actually like Gurmag Angler quite a bit.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's like boring, but if you can play like a 2 or 3 mana 5/5, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, even if you play him for 4, you're
Yeah.
ahead of value. Ahead of rate. I mean.
If you play him for 5, you're not even that upset. So
Yeah.
I think he's probably the pick. It's the best black card in the pack for sure.
Right, and there's not really much white
we're not really seeing. I like Will of the Naga. I think this card's a little underrated from what I've seen. If you're like in an aggressive deck, this is a great way to just kind of like finish off your opponent.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm probably looking at Dowsing Gloom here. That's where my eyes went immediately. It only does 2 damage, but it's an instant speed, relatively cheap removal spell. I think it's pretty valuable. Probably like pretty comparable to the 2 mana enchantment. What's it called in cons?
Debilitating injury.
Yes. Other things I'm looking at, Grave Strength I'm ignoring completely.
Yeah.
Sultai Emissary, again, like I said, I just like the value if you're playing a slowdown deck.
Yeah.
It's also it's great to like sack like the Merciless Executioner, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I really hope we wheel that other one because I wanted in this deck so bad, but I just think Dowsing Gloom's better.
How do you feel about the Abzan Sky Captain? We only have 4 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, I have it reserved.
Yeah.
I think the Sky Captain is okay.
Yeah, I think he's fine. Not the pick there, but
I think that he is exactly okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is very interesting. We have a Scoured Barrens in the pack, which actually might be an interesting pick. The other thing that we could take would be another Gurmag Angler, but I'm not sure if we want to.
To be fair, we haven't really seen any white since we took that Outcast,
That's very true. I mean, that might be a little bit overkill. There's also this Ethereal Ambush still in the pack, which is interesting.
This isn't the wheel, is it? No.
But I think I'm just going to take the Scoured Barrens, just because I don't necessarily think this deck wants another Angler. No, you know what? I changed my mind. This deck does want another Angler.
Okay.
Because you're right, we haven't really seen any other white. Like, I want to stay open to moving into black-green if that's what it looks like we should be doing,
Yeah.
Like, seeing these Ethereal Ambushes coming around makes me think that, like, more of a Sultai deck might be open.
Yeah, I think that...
Which, by the way, I think this is just the pick in this pack.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to take Fascination, Michael?
No, Fascination looks cool, but I think it's kind of just a garbage card.
I think it's terrible. That's why I said it.
It's like each player draws X cards, but you cast this card, so you're down, and
it's now their turn when they have all these cards, and you did nothing to affect the board. And
Feral Cruciak might be okay, I guess. It's just a random 5 mana 5/4. Return to Earth is a reasonable sideboard card, but we're not even like in green yet. If there was any black card, I would be thinking about taking it over Ethereal Ambush, but it's just kind of like it's there. So yeah, and this is interesting. Like Whisk Away, I think is a very strong card too. So we might be moving into more of like a Sultai thing, possibly.
Yeah.
And I think it's the pick here.
You're right.
I don't like
Frostwalker, I think, is a fine card, but not for this deck.
Yeah, Frostwalker I like Frostwalker quite a bit if you're in a blue aggressive deck, but that's not what we're going to be if we're in blue. So
it's just got such a big, fist or whatever
if you can just like play it on turn 2 and get in once with it, you're pretty happy. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Whisk Away is like a pretty good removal spell, so we're just going to take it. Oh, and this other Ethereal Ambush came back around. We might just be Sultai.
Yeah, I think that's. I think we should take this and look to be Sultai. That Outcast is a fine card, but
what I've already noticed drafting this set online is that there are a lot of really common print runs. Like if you look at this pack, this is the exact same pack we just saw a second ago.
Yeah, you're right.
It has all the same cards in it. Feral Cruciak, Refocus, Return to Earth, Smoldering Free.
That's weird.
Yeah, that happens really. You really pick up on it in small sets online because the card pool is so much smaller. Oh gosh, and look, they're just giving us this blue-black land. That's so nice of them.
Yeah. Right Up Undoing is pretty good.
But for real, I mean, Right Up Undoing and Enhanced Awareness are both pretty reasonable cards. But I'm going to snag this land while we can.
I think it's so late in this pack, and it's like a gift. But
both Right Up Undoing and Enhanced Awareness are both cards that I would be happy to.
It bodes well for future drafting as long as nobody snags it and goes into blue on our left,
Yeah, I mean, those aren't really cards that are going to move you into blue, so I'm not really too worried about it. Oh, beautiful, and we managed to wheel a Sultai Emissary.
Yeah.
Just as I was hoping. I mean, honestly, I would be happy taking the Whisk Away as well.
Yeah.
Pressure Point, I also think, is a very strong card in an aggressive deck, but an aggressive
Certainly.
white deck, which is not really what we're going to be.
Right.
I also, Jeskai Rune Mark is the one Rune Mark that I do kind of like, just because I think
Yeah.
flying is the only ability that really makes it worth it.
Yeah, if it gets in once, you're kind of happy.
Yeah. Here we're just going to cut Will of the Naga. Well, I said that I like this card, but not in like a slow deck. You have to be aggressive and like wanting to kind of like use it as a falter effect.
Right. You have to be able to capitalize on the tempo.
Yeah. Oh, Right Into Being, though, is a card that I think is just like pure value. This is way too late for this card. This card should not be going this late. We've been getting huge signals that blue is open.
Yeah, that card's sweet.
Like Enhanced Awareness also shouldn't be going second to last.
Whoa, we just got a second to last Enhanced Awareness.
people underestimate this card a lot.
How is it?
Even Refocus shouldn't be going last. It's not terrible, but.
No,
so the deck that I actually drafted that I beat Craig Wesco with was very similar to this deck. It was like blue-black control, splashing a little bit of green.
Nice.
So I had a lot of success with that
deck.
deck.
We'll play against Craig Wesco online and beat him.
Well, I'll be happy to beat just anyone we end up playing. So looking at this pack, unfortunately, like our rare here is something we can't really go into, I don't think.
I think we're way out of that.
I'm looking at just Sultai Scavenger right now, I think. As kind of. There's not really much else in this pack for us. Jeskai Wind Scout's like fine, but he's not really what we want in this kind of like blue-black control deck.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I like Hordling Outburst as a strong card. I like Warden of the Eye as a strong card.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not for us.
We're very far away from those cards.
Yeah, so but Sultai Scavenger is reasonable, so. Oh, wow, end hostilities.
Huh.
Interesting. Maybe we're just playing Esper Control.
Huh. I don't know about that one, Michael.
I mean, we can play no red. It's cons, man. We can pick up the lands.
Yeah, we can play no red.
It's just like the power level on end hostilities is so high. It makes me really want to take it here. If we don't take end hostilities, we're taking probably Treasure Cruise or Throttle.
Right. That doesn't seem as good.
I mean, it might be a bit of an irresponsible pick. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I feel like if we do take it, we shouldn't, say it that we're definitely in white now,
Yeah.
But at the same time, white is actually probably going to be flowing pretty nicely through this pack because we didn't see any of it.
I'm going to take it. Yeah, I'm going to take it. It's just like it's such a high power level, and it's like good in our kind of a deck, if we end up being in the right colors.
Yeah.
So I just want to take. I'm just going to move,
Yeah, I'm down.
Spend a little bit of a speculative pick there. So here I'm looking at Abomination of Gudul and Glacial Stalker.
Yeah.
Probably looking more towards taking the Abomination. I mean, like you just said, I'm not going to influence our draft picks too heavily just because we just took the end hostilities.
I think Abomination is just enough better than Glacial Stalker, Yeah. Especially considering that we already have blue and green, or black and green.
Exactly. Besides that, there's another Treasure Cruise as well, which I would like to have.
We might wield that first one.
Yeah, we'll see. Some people value it very highly, and some people don't.
We probably get one of these three, right?
Wow. So there's actually a Sultai Ascendancy in this pack, though, which is an interesting pick. How do you feel about Sultai Ascendancy?
It can generate a lot of advantage.
This might be the deck for it.
I've also seen it just be miserable, Just like come down and do nothing, and then you lose the game. Like you're not actually drawing any extra cards. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think, oh gosh, should we just is Abomination of Gudul just better as a pick?
That's my thought, honestly. I feel like it's better on turn 3, and then later in the game, it's way better.
So it's just better. Other things to note in this pack is there is a black-green land that we would love to get our greedy hands on.
Yeah.
And like you said, another Treasure Cruise. But I think you're right. I think Abomination of Gudul is just better.
Yeah.
It just is.
I agree.
Glad we didn't take that white-black land early now. I should have, you don't want to take lands early before you've settled into what colors you are,
Yep. I agree. But they can sometimes be hard to get at these cons drafts, so.
For sure.
You're not faulted for taking them.
Mm. So here we've got a couple ways we can go here, actually. We've got Dragon's Eye Savants, which I think is a pretty nice morph card in a defensive deck. We've got Beta Revelation, which I just always love. It's a really awesome draw spell. And there's also a Throttle to get a little removal going.
Yeah.
Looking at our deck,
I feel like we could use that.
we have one card draw spell. We probably want the removal more than anything else.
That's what I think so too. We only have Whisk Away, which isn't.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's not, hard removal, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Exactly. This is a bit of a stinker of a pack here.
Yeah, it is. Let's take Tomb of the Spirit Dragon.
Just go deep on morphs.
Combos with our double Abomination of Bidoof.
I think we're gonna be taking Singing Bell Strike here. Just
yeah.
It's kind of the only really card in our color in the pack. So.
Right. Like next pick for us is what? Kintry Warden or Awaken the Bear?
Yeah.
Awaken the Bear's okay.
It would probably be Kintry Warden, just because I like to play Kintry Warden if you're in a Secret Plans deck, and if we randomly end up in Secret Plans somehow.
Yeah.
Like that would be the only upside on it.
I feel like I just generally value combat tricks slightly too high.
Maybe
so
Awaken the Bear is fine though.
Yeah, I think that card's certainly fine, but I usually end up just with too many of them in my decks.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is kind of another stinker of a pack here.
I think we should take the Monstrous to go with our end hostilities.
I think I'm probably taking Set Adrift here, actually.
Yeah.
It's like, I really don't want to play it. I'm not a big fan of the card, but,
no.
It's like whatever. I can't, like, if it was instant speed, it might be reasonable, but it's not even instant speed.
No.
I'm actually just going to put it right in the sideboard. I'm not a big fan of that card.
Sounds good. This pack is kind of drying up for us here, huh?
Yeah, so we have I think they've just been weak packs because all the cards have just been low power level.
That's true.
Bear's Companion is obviously an exception to that, but not really something that we're going to be able to play.
Not realistically.
So I think we're just going to take Scout the Borders here, which
I think it's fine.
Is a card that we wouldn't play in the deck as it is, but if we get a little delve heavier and a little more into green, then I would think about playing it.
I mean, we do have 2 Anglers and a Scavenger,
Yeah, but we're splashing green right now, so I wouldn't want to splash green for Scout the Borders.
Yeah, good point.
Here there's just absolutely nothing for us. I'm just going to cut Warden of the Eye, which is
fine.
a very strong spell, but
we don't want that guy who just got whatever that con's name is. I don't remember it right now.
Yeah.
Get the Warden of the Eye to go with it,
Yeah, geez, and another kind of dead pack. Part of me wants to cut the Snowhorn Rider, and part of me wants to take the Sagu Archer on the off chance we want to play it.
I mean, if the rest of this draft goes like this pack has, we might be below on playables.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably more responsible to just take the Archer.
Yeah.
I pick up a Treasure Cruise here. That's good. We managed to wheel at least one of them.
Nice. Let's get the next 3.
Venerable Lamasu is a card that is kind of a win condition if we're actually in the no-red deck, but we haven't really picked up enough lands realistically to go into that yet at this point,
No.
Cancel, I don't think we're going to be playing. Yeah, I gotta say, that pack did not go well for us in the second half there.
Not at all.
I'm not really sure what was going on.
Yeah, I don't think we're in horrible position or anything, but we could use some creatures.
Yeah, we need some fixing.
I guess
we need some more powerful stuff to do.
Yeah. I kind of wasn't thinking about Ethereal Ambush.
Ethereal Ambush is good, but
it's not, but it kind of counts as a creature,
Yeah. All right. So I'm looking at Ice Dad.
Yeah. Yep. He's good.
Ice Dad Raven is quite good. I don't like putting us so deep into like a heavy 3-color deck like we kind of are.
Right.
But just because we don't have very many lands yet, but
yeah, we should definitely.
I think it's definitely worth
looking for some lands. Right.
What do you think next? I like Swarm of Bloodflies quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll take Ice Dad. He's pretty sweet. Just a lot of value there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's a couple spicy picks for us.
Spicy meatballs.
If we want to just go complete denial and just like go in the all red deck, we would take Absent Charm.
Right.
But I don't think that's a wise thing to do because
We have no fixing.
yeah, I'm hesitant about going into 3 colors. But Bellowing Saddle Brute and Heir of the Wild are both very strong.
Yes.
I'm
I
not
agree.
sure which one I value higher. I think in this deck we prefer the Saddle Brute, only
Right.
because we're going to be splashing the green.
Yeah. I think in most decks, the Heir of the Wilds is a little bit better.
Agreed. But yeah, so I think the 4 mana 4/5 is just sweet. Like,
Yeah, they're both fantastic cards. You know,
yeah,
it's like not a. It's a good problem to have that pick.
indeed. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut white because realistically, there's just no way we're playing it. Oh wow, Murderous Cut.
Ooh, Murderous Cut.
That
I
is
think
lovely.
take that over this Dismal Backwater, but we're sad to see that go.
I mean, honestly, like Ruthless Lipper is pretty sweet too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be able to Dismal Backwater. We got this
That's
one pretty
true.
late.
Yeah.
We probably won't wheel the Ruth. I would play Rakshasha's Secret as well. We might wheel that.
Yeah, it's a fine card.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely take Murderous Cut. That's an awesome pickup for us.
I like that card. It is good.
What do you know? Secret plans.
Hey, we can take our white fixing.
Oh, let's do it. Oh man, this is actually a very good pack for us. There's Secret Plans, which we're not going to take. There's Woolly Loxodon, which is very strong.
I like that.
There's Attendants, and there's Hooting Mandrills.
Yeah.
I think we just take Woolly Loxodon.
I'm in the Woolly Loxodon camp.
My valuation of that card has just gone up and up.
He's the king of the morphs, dude.
Yeah, he is. He's the king of all morphs. But yeah, even Monastery Flock I would love to have in this deck. We're gonna wheel something good out of this pack as well. Rakshasa Vixir, I'm actually not that big a fan of.
Yeah. But it's not the worst card.
I wouldn't hate to pick it up on the wheel either.
Yeah.
Basically, like half of this pack, except for Active Treason, Blossoming Sands, a Freak Weapon Master, Winds of Clarity, Salt Road Patrol would be great for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, interesting. So here we can choose between Mystic of the Hidden Way, Rakshasa's Secret, or Weave Fate. And I think I kind of like Mystic of the Hidden Way, just to get some more creatures. It's kind of like a win condition in this deck, you know?
Yeah. I think it's very, very strong.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Mystic in general, so we'll take that.
Yeah. So it's like what? Bitter Revelation, Force Away?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Howling Game, again, because we're splashing green.
Right.
I don't want to pick it up. It would be reasonable if we weren't.
Yeah.
So we already have Treasure Cruise and Enhanced Awareness, so maybe we don't need another draw spell. Even though I like Bitter Revelation better than Enhanced Awareness, and maybe even better than Treasure Cruise, to be honest. But I like Force Away quite a bit.
Bitter Revelation and Treasure Cruise combo together quite nicely. Yeah.
It's true. But I really like Force Away, so we're going to take it. There's also that cycle of auras in Fate Reforged, so it's just like I think Bounce is a little bit better now.
Light form and cloud form, is that the one you're talking about, other than the rune marks?
There's the rune marks and there's the forms. There's the 3 forms, actually. Light form, cloud form, and rage form.
I didn't even know about rage form.
Rage form is the red one, yeah. Yeah, so here we managed to wheel up the Jungle Hollow. Pretty happy about that.
Nice. Hell yeah.
There's also the Monastery Flock, which I would like to take, but we definitely need the fixing, I think.
Deck burning fixing badly.
Yeah. Oh, and why not another Treasure Cruise?
Oh, hey. Come on down.
I think we're going to take it. I don't know if we'll play it, but...
Yeah.
But,
I don't know what else we would have taken out of that pack.
Do a little cruising is always nice.
Yeah, I like cruising.
Not much for us here. Probably take Wetland Sandbar. Go into the sideboard.
Sandbar and the Mastodon.
But if we play like a really aggressive deck that we just want to have a 2-drop against, we might bring it in.
Right.
And the Mastodon for the same reason against a really aggressive deck.
Yeah.
Take another Scout Borders, I guess.
Yeah, now
Secret Plans.
We're going in on it.
Yeah, I think we'll take Attendance here.
Yeah, it's a fine card, you know.
Wow, no one is in Teamer. Teamer was wide open.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, we're in 2 of the Teamer colors, so It's
Yeah, we can't really
not.
complain.
Yeah, I can't really complain about that. That's the weird thing about cons and like reading. There's like the open colors and there's the open clans, and they're kind of two different things.
Yeah,
You
but
know
they
what I mean?
influence one another, though.
Of
You
course,
know?
obviously, but it's like, um, yeah, like Teamer can be the like I mean like we just saw here. Like Teamer can be the
Right.
clan open, and even though we're in two of the Teamer colors, like we might not have been in the most open colors in our seat, even if Teamer was the most open
Yeah,
clan in our seat.
that's interesting.
Yeah,
Because like we have the green splash, so you
yeah,
mean like red green could have been open,
yeah. And they
and
did a very good job of actually like having like uh, kind of like cards in the same color that really clearly fit into different clans. Like
yeah,
there's blue cards that Sultai wants, and there's blue cards that Teamer wants, and there's blue cards that Jeskai wants, and they're all kind of different. I mean, there's
yeah.
some
That's
overlap,
like
obviously, but
it's one of the cooler things about this set. It adds
yeah,
a lot to like the flavor, you know.
yeah.
That
All
the
right, so
colors have multiple allegiances.
looking at our deck here, it's all right. It didn't really come together quite as well as I would have liked. We don't have like too
Yeah.
much like super powerful stuff, but we've got like that one of the
We have
we don't
one
really have
more
very much early defense besides just like playing a morph. So I'm a little concerned about that.
We only have one 4-drop, Michael.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
I also would have preferred to get like 2 or 3 more lands, but you know,
Yeah, what do you
we
do?
can work with 2. It'll be
I
all
would have
right.
liked to see that other dismal backwater, you know.
Yeah, that would have been nice. All right, so what have we got here? We've got 31 cards, 15 creatures, 17 if you count the ethereal ambushes as creatures, which they pretty much are.
There are 2 creatures, Michael.
Yeah, they're double creatures. All right, so what are we gonna cut? Probably start with the spells because we don't really want to be cutting. Well, actually,
think we
hold
can
up. Let me move our morphs into the 3-drop zone where they belong.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could, you know, drop a creature and not feel the pain too much.
Yeah, but I'm probably going to start looking at the spells first. For one,
Right.
I'm only playing 1 Scout the Borders, definitely not 2.
And 1 treasure cruise. How do you feel about that? Do you think we want 2?
Well, before I take out Treasure Cruise, I'm going to take out Refocus, and I'm going to take out Cancel.
Okay.
Oh, Right Into Being is also a creature.
Nice. So we actually have 18 creatures.
Yeah.
Too many creatures, Michael.
Yeah, we actually can cut some creatures here. Starting with Sagu Archer, which I'm going to cut.
How about, I just feel like if we're going to play, we can't play all these delve
We're
spells
gonna
that
cut
we
the
have,
Mastodon.
you know?
Yeah, we have too many Dell spells. We're gonna cut the attendance is what we're gonna do. It's too
Yeah.
expensive.
Yep. We'd much rather be playing Treasure Cruise for 8 mana.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
We might just cut Enhanced Awareness and just have the 2 treasure. But maybe it would be better to play 1 Treasure Cruise, 1 Enhanced Awareness.
Yeah. I kind of like that better.
Yeah, agreed.
And Scout the Borders.
Yeah, we have Scout the Borders, and we also have the 2 Abominations to fuel our delve.
Nice.
Which is nice. So this is 24. We need to make 2 more cuts, probably.
Okay.
We can probably cut Singing Bell Strike. I'm not a big fan of that card.
It's definitely not for this deck.
No.
You remember we had a lot of discussion about that card in the beginning of this format.
Yeah, I initially overvalued it significantly, I think. Really just because of the triple comms format was so slow that like it was
Right.
not uncommon for them to be able to pay 6 and untap their creature at some point.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it does what it does, you know, and if you're an aggressive deck, it can definitely be essentially like a blue Doomblade, but...
It's great in a blue-white heroic and standard.
Yeah. All right, so we're looking to cut 1 more card here. I'm just not exactly sure. What are your thoughts, Clay?
What are my thoughts?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 delve spells. Is that too much delve? With like 3 enablers? No, that's probably okay. In this deck, it's probably fine.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because Murderous Cut and Sultai Scavenger are both reasonable to cast without any delve at all. So.
Right. And we're definitely in 18 lands territory
yeah,
here.
For sure.
Right.
I am looking at cutting. Man, this is a tough one.
Yeah. This really is a tough one. I don't know. Maybe. Jeez. It's not like our spells are all really that awesome. It's just like they're all so in the middle, you know? It's like,
Maybe it might be an ethereal ambush.
I could see this. I could be down with this. We don't have.
Like, I like cutting a
upside
card
with it.
from the color we're splashing, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's not, I mean, it's good value. It's just a good value card, but it's not,
Right.
It's not insane in our deck, actually. We don't really have
Yeah.
anything that's great to manifest.
Right.
In fact, all our delve creatures are very bad to manifest.
Indeed.
Because we'll never be able to flip them up.
Yeah.
We have
Manifesting that Belling Saddlebrook would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean the abominations or the ice dad would be sweet to manifest.
That's true.
Yeah, or the saddle brute, or the executioner, or the
Yeah.
mystic.
Well, we wouldn't trigger the Executioner's ability, right?
Oh, you're
When
right.
you
Never
manifest
mind.
him.
You're right. Yeah, let's cut an ethereal ambush.
I like it.
We have plenty of
You
creatures.
convinced me.
And if we get a feel for it and it's like a powerhouse, we'll maybe put the other one back in. All right, so that's 22. So let's look at our land base here.
Alrighty.
We have it seems like we're heavy black.
I can't believe they gave us that many green sources.
Yeah, we have 6 green cards, but 3 of them are morphs. 4 of them are morphs, actually.
Right. We don't need nearly that many green sources.
Yeah.
And I feel like we want,
We probably want 5 total.
5 total green sources.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with this.
Do we have any double black? No.
Nope.
No double blue either. That's good.
So, how do you feel about? We have 2 black sources in our duels and only 1 blue.
Yeah, so I mean, right now we're at 8 black sources, 6 blue sources, and 5 green sources.
With 2 lands to add.
With 1 land to add.
1 land to add.
So we're looking at either adding an island or a swamp.
Yep.
So do we want to be 9-6 or 8-7?
Kind of like 9/6, honestly, because what blue cards do we really want to cast before turn 5 even?
Yeah.
You know.
Black is like the color that we need to hit. Everything else
Yeah.
is like morphs and like instants that we don't necessarily need to cast on time.
Right. Exactly.
I agree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. That might be too heavy on the swamps.
I don't know, man.
But I think we can
I
get
feel
away
like
with it. So we don't have
Just
any double
so
blue.
hungry for them. We really want it on turn 1, and then we
Yeah.
certainly want it on turn 2.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna be our deck. Honestly, we're probably gonna be morphing the Ice Dad, so I'll put him in the 3-drop slot.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think we've got a pretty reasonable Sultai kind of control deck here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's good. I like it. I think
Yeah,
it's fine.
I was when we started off, I thought we were gonna kind of end up in a more aggressive build with our picks there, but
Right. Would have been nice to be able to play that in-house.
yeah, we hit into a bit of a weird patch in that second pack. And yeah, I got a little off track with the white pick cards that we picked up, but
Yeah,
overall,
it
pretty
happens.
reasonable draft.
I don't even know if it was necessarily incorrect.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a very interesting tension switching from the Fate Reforged packs to the Cons packs, because on the one hand it's kind of like easier to fall into your initial colors in the Fate Reforged packs just because it's like more simple monocolor stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But it makes the transition really weird because then you're all of a sudden like you have these 3-color cards that you
Want to play.
you want to play, but like even if you're just in the 2 colors, it's hard to kind of pick them up. So
Yeah, it's
so, like
interesting.
we saw some of those, like the Snowhorn Rider was going like so late, you know, because people just weren't in those colors. Yeah, so let's submit our deck, and we will see you guys in round 1.